Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling strangely exhausted? Not because of what was said, but because of how it made you feel. There was no conflict, no shouting, no drama, and yet something about the interaction left you mentally foggy, emotionally low, and unsure of why you felt so heavy inside. This kind of energy drain is more common than you think, and more dangerous because it's silent. These people don't come with obvious red flags. They can be kind, polite, even supportive on the surface. But underneath that, your intuition senses a quiet tension. Carl Jung believed that energy doesn't lie. While words may fool the mind, the body always knows when something is off. In this video, we'll explore 5 subtle signs that someone might be draining your energy without even realizing it. Or worse, without you realizing it. These aren't the loud, toxic behaviors you're used to spotting. They're quiet, consistent patterns that your nervous system picks up long before your logic does. And once you learn to recognize them, you'll stop second-guessing yourself. You'll begin to understand why certain people leave you feeling smaller, tired, or uneasy, while others lift you up effortlessly. Because protecting your energy doesn't mean cutting everyone out. It means learning who truly nourishes your soul and who simply takes from it. Before we begin, make sure you're subscribed to Mindful Sphere. Every week, we explore the psychological and emotional dynamics that shape our relationships and help you reclaim your peace, one insight at a time. Now, let's begin. Sign 1. You always feel tired after being around them. Have you ever spent time with someone and walked away feeling unusually tired, like the air has been sucked out of your lungs, even if you weren't physically active? This isn't just a coincidence. One of the most subtle signs that someone may be quietly draining your energy is that your body feels exhausted around them, even when your day wasn't stressful. These aren't just random moments of fatigue, they're signals. Your nervous system is picking up on emotional labor you're doing without even realizing it. People who drain your energy often demand your attention constantly, dominate conversations, or expect you to manage their emotions. And the worst part? It's rarely obvious. They don't yell or cause chaos. In fact, they may come off as charming or even vulnerable, which makes it harder to recognize what's really happening. But your body always knows before your mind does. That subtle tension in your shoulders, the headache that creeps in after coffee with them, or the sudden need to nap, all of it is your inner warning system. According to psychology, emotional exhaustion is just as real and valid as physical fatigue. So next time you feel mysteriously tired after an interaction, don't brush it off. Pay attention. Ask yourself, was I truly heard during that conversation, or did I just play the role of listener, fixer, or emotional sponge? Recognizing this pattern is the first step toward protecting your energy, and once you start to notice it, you'll be surprised how often it shows up in your life. Sign 2. They make you question yourself. One of the most subtle ways someone can drain your energy is by making you question your own judgment. They'll say things like, "Are you sure that's a good idea?" or "You're too sensitive," masking their manipulation as concern. At first, it feels like they're offering helpful advice, but over time, you begin second-guessing your instincts. That gut feeling you once trusted starts to fade. Why? Because their presence plants seeds of doubt, gently but persistently. These individuals are skilled at cloaking criticism in charm. They'll offer support one moment, then subtly undermine your confidence the next. You may start altering your behavior, not to grow, but to avoid their disapproval. And that's the danger. It's not just what they say, but how often you find yourself shrinking in their presence. Psychologists call this gaslighting, a tactic used to distort your reality, where you question your memories, your emotions, even your identity. But here's a truth you must remember. Anyone who causes you to silence your inner voice is not supporting you, they're suppressing you. Genuine support reinforces clarity, not confusion. As we continue, the next sign will show how energy drainers use emotional dependency to keep you in their orbit, often without you even noticing. Sign 3, they always need something, but give nothing back. After a while, you might notice a pattern. You're always the one listening, helping, giving, and they always need something. Your time, your energy, your emotional labor. But when the roles are reversed, when you're tired, overwhelmed, or quietly struggling, they're nowhere to be found. Not because they're unaware, but because their interest in you is conditional. It's based on what you offer, not who you are. This isn't always dramatic or obvious. In fact, that's what makes it so draining. They'll say, "You're just so strong, I knew you could handle it," as if that's a compliment, when really it's a license to keep taking. Over time, these dynamics leave you emotionally depleted. You start to notice that every interaction comes with an invisible price tag, and yet you still give, hoping they'll finally return the care. They rarely do. This isn't reciprocity, it's emotional extraction. And the worst part? They often frame you as selfish the moment you set a boundary. True connection isn't one-sided. It breathes, it gives back. It nourishes both people, not just one. If you've felt yourself giving endlessly and still feeling unseen, unheard, unloved, this may be why. And in the next sign, we'll uncover how these people use charm and charisma as tools to distract you from just how imbalanced things have become. Sign 4, their charm is a mask, not a mirror. Just when you begin to question the imbalance, they suddenly become wonderful, charming, thoughtful, even generous. It's not random, it's calculated. This is the emotional bait that keeps you hooked. One moment, they're distant and self-absorbed. The next, they're showering you with affection or praise, making you feel like the most important person in the room. And for a while, you believe it. You want to believe it. Because everyone wants to feel seen. But here's the trick. This charm isn't a reflection of your worth. It's a mask they wear to maintain control. It keeps you confused, unsure whether you're being loved or manipulated. And confusion, psychologically, is a powerful tether. It causes you to doubt your instincts, dismiss your needs, and stay in a cycle of hope and disappointment. Think back to how often their kind words were followed by behavior that didn't match. How many times did their care come right after you started pulling away? This is not love, it's emotional camouflage. True connection doesn't require theatrics or performance. It feels consistent, even in silence. So if someone's charm only appears when they fear losing you, what they fear isn't losing you. It's losing access to your energy. And this brings us to one of the most subtle yet telling signs, the way they respond when you try to set boundaries. Sign 5. They guilt you for putting yourself first. The moment you start reclaiming your time, your peace, or your priorities, they suddenly become the victim. You say no to something small, and they act hurt. You set a boundary, and they accuse you of being selfish, cold, or distant. What's actually happening is this. You're disrupting their comfort zone, not because you're harming them, but because you're no longer prioritizing them above yourself. This tactic is subtle, and that's what makes it so dangerous. Instead of respecting your space, they make you feel bad for needing it. Guilt becomes their weapon of choice. You find yourself over-explaining, apologizing, or second-guessing perfectly healthy decisions. And over time, you start shrinking. Less joy, less freedom, less self-trust, all to avoid making them uncomfortable. Psychologically, this is a form of emotional manipulation that erodes your sense of autonomy. Studies show that guilt-based relationships often lead to emotional burnout, low self-worth, and a deeply skewed view of love. You begin to associate peace with selfishness and sacrifice with love. But that's not love, it's control wearing a soft disguise. If someone truly supports you, your boundaries won't feel like rejection, they'll feel like clarity. Real connection creates space, not pressure. So if someone consistently guilts you for choosing yourself, they're not interested in love, they're interested in dominance, masked as devotion. Let's take this one step further and uncover the most silent yet destructive sign of all. Sometimes the people who seem closest to us are the very ones quietly draining our energy. It doesn't happen all at once. It builds in subtle moments, a comment that lingers, a tension that never quite goes away, a feeling that you're giving more than you're getting, but now you know the signs. You know what to look for. And more importantly, you know that protecting your peace is not selfish, it's necessary. If any part of this video resonated with you, don't ignore it. Your energy is sacred, your presence is valuable, and the people who deserve you are the ones who leave you feeling stronger, not weaker. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing to Mindful Sphere, where we go beyond the surface, into the unconscious patterns, emotional dynamics, and human truths that shape our lives. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, send it their way. You never know who might need this message right now. Until next time, stay aware, stay grounded, and never apologize for protecting your energy.